Hello, everybody. How are you doing? How are you doing? This is the S. Anthony Thomas. This is the S. Anthony Says podcast, episode number 437. How are you doing, my friends? Well, to those of you that are parents, the kids are now back in school. I am not a parent. I do not have kids. Now, I did for a while have kids staying with me because I was living closer to the school. In the same area, but I was physically close. You know, when you live in a school district, but the school district is so big that even though you're in the school district, it's a pain in the neck getting to school. So sometimes people, the kids would come over to the house and they leave for school from my house, right? Or some crap like that. And there were some kids that stayed with me for a while. You know what I mean? And I'm telling you right now, I remember what it was like to wake up kids every morning during the school year. Oh my goodness. It takes a long time to wake them up. I also know what it's like to have 3 teenage girls in their house that you're trying to get ready for school and they're all fighting for the bathroom. Oh my God. Keep in mind, I still have to wait until they're all the hell out before I can go to the bathroom. Fortunately, I'm a comedian and a podcaster, so my hours are a little bit different. Right? I'm just imagine if I worked in an office where I worked for somebody else, what it would be like to have 3 or 4 teenage girls going to school from your house where you got to wake them up and get them to go to the bathroom and do all of that crap that they got to do. And then you got to sit there like a punk waiting for their punk asses to use the bathroom. Hey, S. Anthony, she won't let me use the bathroom. You gotta tell her, S. Anthony, your ass, okay, man, why are you taking her side? I'm not taking anybody's sides, ladies. I'm trying to take my side. And my side says, why the hell did I say yes to your punk asses being able to go to school from my house? I should have told your parents who would love, of course I love all of y'all. I love y'all enough. That's why I didn't push y'all down the steps with your punk asses. I keep forgetting. Well, you know what? They're all in their 30s now. So they know they were pains in the ass 15 years ago or whatever. They know it. Gonna act like they don't know. They all got kids now, and I love going over to their houses to visit them and watching their kids torture their punk ass. I should go over to some of their houses today and just go, hey, what are you doing? That's Anthony. Great to have you over here. What's going on? I just came to watch you wake up your kids and try to get them to go to school on time. I don't need to come in. I'm just going to sit in front of the house or lean on the car and drink a cup of coffee as I listen to you yell at your kids from outside, realizing that you're saying the same stuff I said to your punk asses when your punk asses wouldn't get up to go to school. Oh, I love it. Oh, when they come to visit me and they bring the babies to see me and I pick up the babies and hug the babies and kiss the babies because I don't have to discipline the babies and the children. I'm fun cousin or Uncle S. They come over to the house and they have a great time and they behave themselves. They run around. I play with the babies. We play games and all that kind of crap. I always make sure I got snacks over here so when they come over, every time they see cousin or Uncle S, cousin S has snack packs and fruit and stuff and candy and stuff like that for them. So I'm fun, right? And their parents go, oh, it's great. They'll say thank you, cousin or Uncle S. Yay. And I'm the fun cousin. And then they compare fun me to disciplinarian parents. It just gets worse for their punk asses when they come see me and I'm the greatest person in the history of the world. And then they gotta go back home with you. Yeah, that's right. I never have to raise my voice. My house has been child-proofed since your punk asses lived here. So I don't gotta change jack. Right? You know how much fun it is when I go to visit my relatives and their kids stop what they're doing and run down the steps to come see me and push their parents out of the way because I'm fun uncle/cousin S and their punk asses are the parents. Oh, it's beautiful. Oh, it's beautiful. Now, the bad part about it, the only bad part about the school is staying in session is the simple fact that, yes, you got a lot of people. You got all the school buses lined up. The traffic is always backed up. And it's not like you can bounce around the school. You know, sometimes in some areas, if you're out in the suburbs, everything's so spread out. Like when I had some friends, I was staying with some friends in the suburbs because I was doing a club that was closer to them. And they were like, why don't you just stay at our house And then you could, bring your stuff and then you can go to the club from there. In fact, if you want to, why don't you just, the club's only 28 minutes away. Why don't you just stay at our house and, save the money on the hotel? And I was like, well, that was a very generous offer. And they were like, well, come on, stay with us. And I'm going, and I didn't want to spell it out. I was trying to be gracious and how people always force you to say things you don't want to say. If somebody begs off, there's a reason for it. If somebody begs off, just let them, because I didn't want to be indelicate in what I was saying. I had no problem staying with them, but I was pretty sure I was going to find someone in the audience or the staff that wanted to get it on, and I wanted to go back to my hotel room and get it on with them. That's what I wanted to do. I said, if I meet somebody in the office I want to get it on with, would you like me to bring them back to your house and get it on with them in the guest room? Of course not, because I'll be coming back at the house at around 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. From about 3:30 to 5 o'clock in the morning, I'm going to be giving whoever she is the business so good she thinks it's Christmas. And I'll put it to you this way. Y'all ain't going to be able to sleep. See, I don't mind if I keep up people in the hotel. That's not my problem. But I don't want my friends angry at me. Why'd you make me have to say that? Back to what I was saying. Well, like I said, the school, everything's so blocked up around the schools that you can't bounce around them traffic-wise. You will be picking your poison. In every direction, there's a school. So you have to stand there and just wait for the people to get their kids out the cars and wait for the buses to put the stop sign down. And then here's the thing. They put the stop sign up to keep you from driving around the bus. And sometimes they leave the sign up. Now, you have looked into the bus and you can see all the kids are now in the school. There are no kids going to come off the bus, which means it technically is safe to drive past the bus. But you can't do it because as long as the sign is out, it's illegal for you to pass the bus, even if there's no kids on the bus. And I'm looking at the driver and I'm trying to figure out, well, not just me, the people in front of me in line trying to go by and the people behind me. And the person, literally, you could see the person pop open a newspaper and start sipping on some coffee. And I'm going, okay, well, now that they opened up the newspaper and they're sipping on coffee, whatever the button is that they push to close that sign down, they're going to close that sign down, but they don't close the sign down. And we're sitting there. Like, maybe there's some kids about to come out. I can understand if there's some kids about to. We've been here for 4 minutes, 5 minutes. What the hell is going on? And then you realize the person, everybody starts honking, honk, 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 honk. Then the person gets all upset. They don't realize that the sign is still out. They're like, "We're giving you the middle finger. Hey, what are you looking at? What you mother justice? I'll kick your ass. Just close the sign down." And then they realize the sign's still up and they go, "Oh, sorry about that. And also what I said about your mama." And then the sign closes down and then you can finally drive away. Oh, you love when school comes back. If you're a parent, you can't wait them to get the hell out of the house. You can't wait for their punk asses to go to school, right? You come back to the house, they're in school, and you just go, yes, they're gone. I am now going to strip off all of my clothing and run around the house and let the cool air of my house hit my uncovered buttocks cheeks. Right? Or maybe the spouse decides, hey, boss, I'm going to come in late for work. Hey, I know it's school time, so you're gonna run around your house. You and your spouse are gonna run around the house with your clothes off, so the cool air of your house can hit your uncovered buttocks cheeks. Wow, how did you know that? Well, because quite frankly, you called the office, but the phone was forwarded to my cell phone, and I'm at home right now with my wife, and well, we're running around with our pants off while the cool air of our house hits our exposed buttocks cheeks. Okay, well, I gotta go. Yes, I also have to go. You know why. You know why. I'm just kidding. Now, when the kids left, when the kids were staying with me and they left the house and I knew they were securely in school far away from the home, I absolutely did not go back to my house and run around with my pants off with the cool air of my house hitting my exposed buttocks cheeks. And I definitely didn't call the girlfriend I was seeing at the time and say, hey, they're at school and she goes, "Oh, is it time for the cool air to hit our exposed buttocks cheeks?" And I went, "Yes, it is." And then she came over and we walked around as the cool air of my house hit our exposed buttocks cheeks. Why do I keep talking about exposed buttocks cheeks? Don't judge me. Shut up. Back to what I was saying. But the other thing is, it doesn't stop with just the school kids, right? You got that crap where you got to drive 15 miles an hour past this school. Like you could even get up to 15 miles an hour with all those buses out front. I'm telling you right now, you parents need to be punished for the sex you had 7 years ago. If I, who has no kids, have to drive 15 miles past the school as a punishment for you, making those of us that don't have children drive at 15 miles an hour, they should make you drive at 5 miles an hour, because all of this is your fault. Yeah, that's right. I don't mind paying taxes to educate your kids. I'm all for it. I don't mind paying taxes, for the schools. I don't mind it. I think it's a great thing. I think it's a great thing that we educate our children. I think it's great. I do. But you still must be punished. All parents should have to drive 5 miles an hour for the 90 minutes after their kids are in school. But if there's a car that's behind you, can drive at a regular speed, you should have to pull over and get out of the way. Yeah, that's right. And I want it enforced by the law. I want there to be a sign in your back window that you have to put there that says the exact time that you put your kid in school, right? And the exact time where you can drive it at the regular speed. And I want it to be enforced by the police officers. And I want you to get the same kind of fine that a person would have to get if they drove past the 15 miles an hour in the school zone. Yeah, I say you should be punished. I say this now sometime in the future, I actually have some kids. I would like to say right now that at that moment, everything that I just said needs to be rescinded, because at that point, it would affect me personally. That sounds selfish, doesn't it? Well, it's my podcast. Shut up. I'll say what I want. F y'all. But it is good to have the kids back in school. It really, really is. I can see why people that work from home would be really, really happy with that. It's just something about, you feel like you're getting a vacation, but you don't have to leave the house to actually have the vacation. You get literally get a daily vacation, especially if you have your workflow down, right? Because if you work in an office, your boss is staring at you the whole time. That's why they try to get people back into the office. They want to justify paying the rent for those buildings. They want to justify all of that. So they want you back there. Also, they think they can put scrutiny on you. They think, well, if I have them in the office, I can keep my eye on them and make sure they're working. But from what I understand, people are just as productive, in many cases, more productive working from home, which makes a lot of sense. You're comfortable. You're sitting in a chair that's only had your buttocks in it. It doesn't have the night shift's buttocks in it. It does this, when you get food out of the refrigerator, it's your food. You don't have to worry about some schmuck, quote, accidentally eating your lunch, right? When you go to the bathroom, the only buttocks that have been in the bathroom is your buttocks, the buttocks of the person you're having regular sex with, and the buttocks of people that were made from your genitals and your spouse's genitals. Right? Everybody that's touching that toilet is either somebody who you want to touch naked, or people that came from you that have your DNA, or if you're adopted some kids, or if you're a step parent, at least people that you want in the house. At least you know the people whose buttocks is touching your toilet and stuff. But bosses want to sit there and act like I'm going to get them. I'm going to watch all my employees. First of all, bosses, and I'm glad I don't have one. Listen, bosses, do you really think that employees haven't figured out a way to do the least amount of work possible when you're there? I've worked in offices before, right? And I've sat there the whole time. And once I figure out the flow, once I figure out what this boss wants, once I figure out how everything works, once I figure out how often the boss comes in to check on you, just like everybody else, everybody knows how to do the amount of work that is just enough to keep the boss's mouth shut. You know you're capable of more, but you also know they don't pay you enough to do more. I did a job one time, it was a sales job, and I knew for a fact I could get 20 sales a day because I was really smooth on the phone. And quite frankly, you hear these golden tones. Wouldn't you buy what I want you to buy? Of course you would. Hi, this is S. Anthony calling from Bullcrap Product Incorporated. How's it going? Fantastic. Look, I apologize for calling you right now, but we're doing this, blah, 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 blah. And we have a special on floopty, floopty, floop, floop, floop. And I understand you're the kind of business that uses a lot of floopty floops, right? Well, yeah, I do use a lot of floopty floops, but I get them locally. I understand that. But listen, the most important thing is to have the product in your office that you can use, right? And you want the best product possible, correct? Well, yeah. Okay. Well, let me ask you this. You say you go to this particular store locally to buy the product. May I ask what that product costs? Well, it costs this amount. Okay. Now, with shipping included, I can actually get the same product to you dropped off at your front door for literally maybe 2% more. Well, why would I want to spend more on the product? Here's why you want to spend more. And I'll tell you why. First of all, your product lasts X amount of time, correct? Yeah. Well, my product will last 2X that amount of time. Exactly. It will literally last twice as long as the product you're using right now. Think about this. Spending roughly the same amount of money, but getting twice the amount. Oh, that does sound good. Exactly. And here's the other thing. We'll do it on a net 30. And what that means is obviously you go through so many floopty floops. Once this is in your office, you can run it side by side with what you're using right now. If you don't go through two of yours before you go through one of mine, and in addition to that, with improved quality, we will take the product back. We will include return shipping with this initial order. And that way you'll have nothing to worry about. If it doesn't work out for you, you literally just hand it off to the mail person and they will bring it back to us on our dime. Well, that does sound pretty good. I think I will try one of those. You know what I'm going to do? To lock in the price, because normally for the dozen, they would go out at this price. I'm going to send you 18, and that's going to lock you in at the promotional price. So when you do order, and I believe you're going to order once you see the product, when you do reorder, your price will be locked in for 3 years. People ordering after that will be paying full price. And as we know, as we've already stated, even at full price, it's a bargain. How's that sound? Oh, that sounds pretty good. Fantastic. Now, this is your address, correct? 123 Main Street? Yeah. And your name is IMD customer? Yeah. Okay. So, and you're the one that does the purchase orders, as we've already established. Yeah. And you are the final say when it comes to making purchases, correct? That is definitely me. Okay. I'm going to have my verifiers call you, just to verify, sometime before the product arrives. Okay. But, we're going to have you locked in there. And once again, it's not going to cost you anything right up front. You don't have to pay anything for 30 days. Okay. Well, that sounds great. Yeah. See what I'm saying? And I'm out of practice. That was me just kind of remembering. And I was smooth as silk back then, Jack. But here's the thing. That was a long way of doing it. I figured out a way to say exactly what I just said in less than 45 seconds. That whole spiel, I cut it down to 45 seconds. And guess what? Because I was able to cut it down to 45 seconds, I was able to quadruple my sales, which means I knew for a fact that I could average 20 sales a day. But what I also knew that they were going to only pay you for 10 sales a day. So if I got those extra sales, I was not going to get any commission for those sales. So what do you think that people were going to do at that point? Exactly. I made it a point. I got 11 or 12 sales every day. I wanted to make sure it was more than the maximum. That way they were going, he's really putting it, but I knew I could do 20. And that's how employees are. So don't think just because you force them back into the office that they can't figure out ways to get around the system. But if they're at home, at least they're going to show up for work. What they're going to do? Walk outside? I can't make it today. What you mean you can't make it today? You work from home. Yeah, I'm outside the house right now and I forgot my keys. You forgot your keys at your house? Yeah. Uh-huh. So do you have a relative that has your keys? No. You know, I can see the number that you called from. So you walked outside with your phone and locked yourself out? Yeah. So you're just going to stand outside your house, all day long. There's no way that you can get back in. You don't have a relative. You can't get your spouse to come back, cause I understand that your wife really literally works, according to our conversations, 7 minutes away from your house. I meant 70. No. You said 7. Do me a favor. Yeah. Go back into the house and start working before I fire you. I just found my keys because I like my pension. Exactly. Get to work. So look, I know this episode is just me complaining, but I mean, quite frankly, I've been complaining on these podcasts for 9 years. Well, in this one, almost 9 years. So, yeah, and I'm partially kidding about the kids. I mean, I'm glad the kids are back in school. I don't really mind the traffic that much because quite frankly, I do comedy. So I'm not really driving around a lot in the morning, and I adhere to all traffic laws because I'm a good citizen. Okay, folks, I just want to thank you for listening to the podcast. If you like the podcast, and you do, make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend, okay? Rate and review the podcast, okay? Subscribe to the podcast. Much love to everybody. I appreciate you coming back. And like I said, thank you. This is S. Anthony Thomas signing off. Take care. Okay, did you stop recording? Because last time you didn't stop recording. First of all, everybody's kids that's not related to me, they stink, okay? I don't like them. Okay? Even my audience. I love my audience, but I'm pretty sure their kids stink, and I'm pretty sure all their children are ugly. Yeah, I said it. You understand? What are they going to do about it? You're still recording. This is becoming a recurring thing. Now I got to apologize to these chumps. You recording that too? Damn. That was obviously part of the show, everybody. I'm pretty sure all of your kids are wonderful, cute kids. And damn.